Reviver. January, February, March, April, May, June. About for 4 months we are locked down. We are inside. Nobody's coming out. In that process of locking down, you overheard people gossiping against the government. Why must government lock them down or lock them in without sharing food and money to them that other countries are sharing money? Then, and another people saying that the men of God are the cause, and another people say that men of God was accusing the government. But nobody, few people can understand what was going on. And what was that was going on? Simple. God is angry with the people of the earth. And he decided to shake the world. And you see many men of God are praying, all kinds of nonsense praying, and so many of them are saying all kinds of things. That is 5G. Some of them say 6G. Some of them say this, blah, 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 Antichrist, end time, rapture. As a prophet I have seen it before now, a year today, September, which has been prophesied, is on net. Then when I was trying to look into the prophecy that the Lord said that by January, February, March, April, May, that there's going to be a lot of death all over the world. And I'm trying to find out the cause of this coronavirus. Then the Lord ministers to me, said, sin. That everybody, they have sinned and gone short of glory of God. And God was angry with people of the earth. I'm sorry to tell you this. Can you believe with me that since January to date, since January to today, that I personally, I am still praying for the world, asking God for forgiveness every day. I've not stopped. I've not stopped asking God to heal our land that everybody have sinned. But in the other way around, I want to bring something in, something that you need to understand. What was that? What is that? That thing is this. Can any reasonable person flashed back January, February, March, the numbers of people that have died all over the world? Then can someone here ask question, what was their offense that they will die like that? Then are you better than them? That's the question. Then if you cannot make time to ask this question, you will always continue fooling yourself while you are wrong. Then I want to bring it to you in your own local life. In the book of Exodus, chapter 20. In the book of Exodus, chapter 20, let me start from verse 1. Now these are the judgment. Pardon? And God spoke all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Verse 3. Thou shalt have no other God before me. Verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any grave image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Verse 5. Now, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting, watch here, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. That hate me. That hate me. I'm going to come back to that place again. Verse 6. Now, showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandment. Now take this verse 7 of the same chapter, verse 7. And verse 7 says, thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. For the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. You come to church. You are seeing the house of God as a place to play games. Meaning you are taking the name of the Lord in vain. You come to church. Church has become a point of contact where you create your nonsense life. I'm going to take you back now. In verse 5 of the same chapter. I said, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquities of the father upon the children, upon the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. How? I want to talk about you. Somebody say about me. I'm not hearing somebody. I just want to talk about you. What was that? And what is that? I don't want to talk about you. Listen. Let me start from myself. There is a family I came from. In me, the way things is going on in my family, I don't like it. The way things is moving in my family, personally, I have conscience, I don't like it. Should I ask somebody a question here? The way things is going on in your father's family, do you like it? Do you like it? Should I ask another person? Deacon, do you like the way things is going on? Son? Do you like how things is going on in your father's family? Daughter? Do you like the way things is going on in your father's family? Now, your fathers, our fathers, they have gone astray from the will of God. That's why things is moving bad. Woman of God, do you like the way things is going on in your father's family? Then why are we here? Because somebody say, why are we here? Speak to him, to her, say, to make change. But you have abandoned why you are here. I'm asking you, Cecilia, Evangelist Cecilia, remember, if I'm done, I'm going to anoint you as a pastor. Okay? So, Evangelist Cecilia, do you like the way things is going on in your father's family? Should I ask somebody inside here? Touch that woman. Touch somebody. Say, hear this. Is anybody here likes things, the way things is going on in their father's family? So why are we here? To do what? To create change. And we have abandoned why we are here playing games. The same cause will continue moving with us to our children. Some of you, some of us here, the burden and the suffering we are passing through is the commitments of our fathers, which they had committed without looking back, and we are suffering it today. We are suffering about it today. We never think. Listen, I used to visit my hometowns once in a while. And whenever I go there, I see my half-brothers, aunties, uncles, the way their life is. In my own imagination, how can we make it up? There's something that is very, very impossible for a man. But to God, it is possible in the sense that these damages you are seeing, tell somebody, say, these damages we are seeing in our family has been done years ago. So we are here in the church, we are opportune to come closer to church for amendment. People, are you hearing what I'm saying? For amendment. And we just forget why we're in the church. And if you cannot correct it, listen, Lord, daughter, listen to me. If you and I cannot correct it, our children will face the same hell. You and I, we are trying to amend things that our father, the wrongs that our father has done. Why did God abandon your own father and my own father? Why did God abandon our own grandfathers? Why is it premature death in our family? Where is our God? Listen, you are praying for the welfare and the protections of your family. That's why we come to church. Now, we have family opponents. Somebody say family opponents. Then we have family enemies. And all these family enemies, why are they so powerful than us? Upon all the prayers we have prayed, upon all the sacrifice we have done in the presence of God, why is it that all their aims towards us are prospering? They are laughing, we are crying. Why? You give offering now, you give sacrifice now, you defy your offering, you defy your sacrifice. Why? You take the name of the Lord in vain. Must we continue like this? What legacy are we going to impart into our own children? So many of you, you have got into marriage once, twice, three times, 4 times. You have seen men, you have seen women, but you have not found a soulmate. Why? Because you have not mean to do the spiritual business. I want everybody to stand up right now, please. The Lord said that thou shalt not bow down to any idol, but you will see yourself bowing down to some certain nonsense people around you in the church. People that cannot give you salvation. You have abandoned why you are in the church. Either a harlot brought you in the church. So many of us here, the people that converted us in the church are no longer coming. But they have done their work by bringing us in the church. Their work has ended for us to come and know the truth about our future. Tell somebody, say you need to secure the future. Now, we are in the church. And you have forget everything you come to do in the church. Your mind is no more there. Christians, we are so eager to magic, prophecy, healing. But after the prophecies that the man of God has released, you can protect that prophecy. And that prophecy will never have an impact into your life. That is the same cause. He said, for the sins of your father, I will visit their children. He said, thou shalt not bow thyself to them. Somebody said to them. Nor serve them. So many of you have abandoned to serve God. You are serving man. God has given you a car. The car you are using, instead of you to use it and serve God, you are using it to divide the house of God. Do not take the name of God in vain. And that car will always be a trouble to you. Hallelujah. Now he said, I am a jealous God. I visit you, your children, with my anger, your children, for the sin you have sinned. In my father's house, I know what I'm seeing. In my father's whole compound, in my kindred, I know what I'm seeing there. Sit down. In this ministry, I found myself. When I came into ministry, when I was growing into ministry, daughters, sons, pastors will come from east, west, north, and south to influence me. When I want to know the forum of the pastor, when I look into, and I find that there is no salvation in their midst, then as an intelligent man and a wise person, I flash back where I am coming from. If I follow these people, if I continue communicating with these people, that the same thing that is happening to my family will happen to me. Do not operate or initiate or move with someone that has no respect for God. If you want to change life, here. Somebody told me that she is in need of a child. I said, pray to God. God will give you a child. I've been in the system, how God is settling people's cases. Why wouldn't my case cannot be settled? Listen, knowing dozens of men of God never give you salvation. If you cannot separate yourself from the family cause, you are still in bondage of the Egyptians. Is somebody hearing me here? You must avoid things that will make you to live the life of your family. If your mother, listen, Mama, I used to have a mother. See that, Mama? My mother, when she was alive, there was a character that she always displayed that made me not to eat her food till she died. I stopped eating my mom's food when I was 13 years old. I am avoiding something that will make me to live the life of my family. No, no. My father happened to be a person, my father, my own father. I want to talk to you. You act like my father sometimes, son. My father is the type of person that will come out and solve people's problem while his own problem at home has not been yet solved. I get it. My father is the type of person that derives joy by showing people that he is capable while in his home his children are dying in hunger. And when such spirit, what is that, my son? Absolutely, stand up. When I find that such spirit into my son, come here. I find that the same spirit of my father into my son. I'm the type that has a good heart. And I caution him. Make sure you solve your own problem before other people's problem. You act like my father sometimes. I'm speaking, I'm prophesying. We have a lot of crises at home. He's the one that will not eat. This person, he will not eat and share to others. I say, stop it. You are the home. Charity begins at. Thank you, both of you. Are you hearing me? Why you have a master, why you come to church is to know the errors. There are so many things that my mother has done. When I'm living, I'm laughing. When I find out that I'm going astray to act like my mother, I say, I'm not going to do that. What am I trying to break? I want to break the history of my family. You cannot break the history of your family by getting money. You may have money and people will clap for you that you have gotten money. Tomorrow you'll be broke. Are you getting? So you may be opportune, just like so many of you, whenever money enters into your pocket, you never stay quiet. You never find peace. You never remember your own personal problems. This is a cause that we need to deal with. When a young lady, you may be alone. Stand up, let me talk to you. You may be alone for a number of months, and God will bring a man that will say, hey. That time God will bring a man into your life will be the same time you will start like to jump around. But you have been alone, nobody was there for you, and God has sent somebody that will change your life. At the same time, you will start, at the end, you lose that person. I'm still talking to you. The same thing is happening to you. When the time that God will bring somebody that will take care of you as a baby, will be the time you're trying to display that you are too important, or why you were alone, nobody was there for you. It's a family cause. Deal with it. Thank you, both of you. Deal with it. Listen, my son. You can pray prayers for 40 days and 40 nights. But if you cannot face the reality of the temptation that comes from the prayers, you are wasting time fasting and praying. Carefulness. you will deal with the cases. There's so many things that has been following us that want us to look like our father. You will never call me like father, like son. But you have to see a different thing from my father. My father happened to be the old model. Listen, 504 Peugeot has been 504 Peugeot that you and I met. We met 504 Peugeot. There is no way the Peugeot company will give another car, a model car, and the same model called 504 again, isn't it? 504 must have senior 55. That's 505, 306, model by model. You need to change the model of your family. Thank you. And we are suffering so much. People are being killed without understanding. If you come to net, pastors are complaining. Everybody are complaining. I am not complaining because I knew the problem we are passing through. Christians have no teachers. Christians always claim right while you are wrong. If you ask how many people that come here to serve God, you can't get them. Listen, I have sit on people's problem. The person you are suffering for, the person you are trying to for God to solve his or her problem, is not interested in that problem. There was a woman I caught here last Sunday. Whenever I called to come and sow seed, she will come, but she's not sowing any seed. What do you think you are doing to yourself? Listen, if you cannot, my daughter, you hear what I'm saying? If you cannot fight, how can you fight what is fighting you? Decent life. If you are washing your clothes now, be conscious. As you are living in public house, so many people are troublesome. Avoid them. You want to spray your clothes, then you spray your clothes and that person will push your clothes down or shift your clothes anyhow. Allow them. Find anyhow you'll be doing it. If worse come to worse, pray to God to give you money, pack all those clothes, go and give it to Drakina. Pay the money and have your respect. See, God will give you time to go out from that place. Are you hearing me? Jesus Christ look at those things and say, if one of your finger will be a problem to you not to redeem yourself from familiar cause, cut it off. I've seen a situation. Now, a few years ago, I had a church, and we built a church, and the church was so beautiful. Familiar cause. In my own eyes, the church was demolished. 2 questions. How many people that sat down and had meeting that the church is going to be demolished? And how did they caption that church? You see the familiar spirits that moving with them. Woman of God, are you hearing me? Now, when they were having the meeting to destroy the church, did they call it Church of God or did they refer it Church of Emeka? People, are you hearing me? That the same spirit was tormenting them. That the same spirit was on them, their own familiar spirit. They couldn't see it as the church of, but they see it as Church of Emeka. So they came on their own to destroy Emeka's vision without knowing the repercussion. You see how our problem used to come. When the spirit is pushing you, you will not know that this is a holy man. This is a pastor. The Holy Book says, touch not my anointed and do them no harm. But when the spirit comes into you, you will say anything. You will do anything. I was asking somebody last week, which means all these years, you are not ready for these particular blessings. In second I say you have in my mind, he said you have a familiar spirit that want to keep you stranded. So many of your children has been affected in these courses. That child you think that is going to be the best. Hey, this is my child. I trust my baby. I trust my son. At the end, you see your son, a weapon that will kill you.